So as I told you, my name is Amy. I hope I said Catlin. I've recently been married and I'm still not used to it. I was Amy Alexander for many, many years. I'm glad to get rid of that name just because in my hometown I have 3 Amy Alexanders. And it used to cause me a lot of problems. So I'm happy to, obviously I have a bunch of kids, but they don't mind that I took my husband's name. But if you ever see Alexander, just know that's still me too, because some of my material still has my maiden name on it. I wanted to tell you a little bit about our programs. They're all national certification programs, so we based our training on making sure that when you went through our school, you had every single thing you needed in order to be successful once you leave us. Most of the people that come through our program our median age is in the 50s, okay, if that tells you anything. When we first started the company, it's almost 21 years, it'll be 21 years in April, it was really mothers getting back, their kids are now in school, mothers getting back into going to work and getting back into the workforce. So it was really a lot younger. And now it's a lot older, people who are displaced workers, or they need to change what they're doing, they need to make more money. So when we put together these programs, they were geared towards making sure that any type of learner can come through our programs, that we can teach it to anyone, that they leave there feeling that they're competent to pass the national boards and tests, and that they do pass the boards exams, and that they know how to find a job, where to find a job, and that their resume is ready to go. So in our programs, we include everything, all the books for the course, all the reference books you'll need to succeed in the field you go into. In the case of transcription, you actually get your equipment and software with the program as well. I'm a transcriptionist also by trade, so everything that I need to be successful, they actually have the same stuff that's sitting on my desk. Which isn't as much anymore. Now it's all software, because everything is going Google, and I'll be honest, I don't use as many books. But anyway, it's all inclusive. So when you come through our programs, it's not like college. Like I just paid for my son's college, and you pay the tuition, and then you go and you buy the 15 books that you need. So it's no longer like that with us. It is, you get everything you need that we know you need, and sometimes it's the instructors putting in their 2 cents as to what they feel like you might need. I'll give you, for instance, our pharmacy tech instructor. She, hi, I can see you on the TV. I don't know if she can hear me. All right, basically, she felt that it was important for her students to have this one book that she used in her whole career. So that actually is part of the program as well. So, again, it's all inclusive. You don't have to go out and buy anything else. You'll sit for the national boards exams at the end of the program. That's included in the cost of the tuition. Our goal is, again, to make sure you have employment, and we know you need those national certifications, so they're included. So we don't, in other words, we don't say, hey, you're ready to go take the test, good luck, and then we find out 15 out of 20 people didn't even bother to go pay and sit for the exam. We give you no excuse. We're paying for it. So that's basically all of, how we run the program. We teach all of our classes 2 different ways. What we do is we offer except for 2 programs. Pharmacy is only online, and I'll explain that in a minute and why. And then our phlebotomy class, if you know what phlebotomy is, that's when you stick in with needles. That cannot be done online. You don't want to practice on the TV. I'm sure someday we might be able to, however, we're not there yet. So the phlebotomy is only held in 2 locations, and the reason we do that, and it's a good distances, like in Farmington, Maine, and then also in the Mount Ararat, Brunswick location. It goes back and forth between Topsom and Brunswick. And the reason we do that is it's a very expensive course for us to run. There's a need, so we want to offer it to the communities. Again, it's expensive to run. We need a lot of people because we do all the sticks in the class. So your required sticks so that you can sit for the national certification are done right in our program. So a lot of the class is not just lecture time, it's also lab time or clinicals. So they're sticking each other in that class. So that particular program, again, is only run in those 2 locations. And it's a 10-week program. It's 2 nights a week, 5:30 to 9. The cost is $2,400. It includes all the stuff you need to do, all the required sticks in the program. Okay. So, I'd like to kind of disclose that to you now. Those 2 programs aren't the same as all the other ones. All the other programs, we teach live from one location, broadcast live to all of our other locations. When we have full classes, you'll see that there'll be students at every single site. When students talk, their screen becomes the bigger one typically. For some reason, mine here doesn't do that. It's like the only one that doesn't work properly. But typically, the instructor's the larger part of the screen. Unless a student has a question, they start talking, and their screen becomes the larger one. It allows for the students to meet people from all over the state, which is wonderful. It allows you to have that live feel of being in an actual classroom. You get to sit at a desk like you would in any other place. The only difference is whether the instructor is actually physically there with you or not. It doesn't really matter. It's not like she's touching you or what have you in the class. Maybe she is. Maybe she's rubbing your shoulder saying it's going to be all right. I'm going to get you through this class. I don't know. But it's worked really well for us to be able to offer it also because, we are spread out throughout the state of Maine. And as you all know, we have what we call 3 Maines, right? We have Northern Maine, Southern Maine, and Western Maine. And frankly, in order to hold a class, we have to have so many people. Well, now with this use of this is a University of Maine system. And they're now using it to teach a lot of their classes throughout the state at other University of Maine sites. And what's great about it is we don't have to have a minimum number of people to hold the class. So it allows the student to still get the same education and go and not have to worry about it being canceled anymore, which is wonderful. So this is how we operate our what we call live classes. They're offered 3 times a year. This next semester is going to end. It's going to start, the end of February. So in all of the information, when you request information from us and we send it to you, it's going to say February 8th, but we had to push them to the end of February because this information night and a lot of the brochures that went out from all the adult eds went out so late that you would not be able to get your books in time for the first class. So it'll be the last week of February, coming back from break, basically, if you have kids in school, you don't know what that is. And then what we do is we actually, you'll see maybe on your screen it says recording. We actually record these lectures as well. So what's great is we have a student that says, listen, I want to sign up for classes, but I don't want to wait till April, which is usually the next set of classes. I want to start now, and I can't do nights, or Tuesday nights don't work for me, or I can only do every other Tuesday night. It allows them not to miss a darn thing. They have the same instructor. They have all the same materials because everything gets shipped to your house. We individually ship to everyone. That way we know you have all the materials that we want you to have and that you paid for. And it allows you to make the course your own. So you can do the lectures in the morning, you can do them in the nighttime, whatever, weekends. And the only difference is where you're sitting your bottom down to watch the lectures and when you're asking your teacher the questions. So the only difference is you'd be maybe emailing or calling the instructor when they're home from work and asking them those questions. So that's the only difference. So those are the 2 ways that we offer the programs. Basically, we have payment plans with all of our programs. So you'll see that on the information packages that we send you or that you request from us or that you have. On the registration form has all the payment options that we offer. Okay, and they're pretty reasonable. I mean, you can